Okay, this is a screencast to first of all show you how to install MOPE on your computer. So first of all you'll need to either find the zip file which you will have received with the installer zipped inside there, or just install it using the exe file on the N drive. So the more common option would be the latter, i.e. going via the N drive. So if you go to providing you're logged in with your Novell username and password, go to the N drive, go to General folder, go to the MOPE subfolder, and you'll see inside there a file called setup.exe. So if you run that, it will basically install the MOPE software. It will also sometimes install something called a Microsoft.NET framework. So if you don't already have that on your computer, it will install that as well. At the moment, on this machine I'm demoing it on, we already have that .NET framework, so we're not seeing that part of the install. But just follow the prompts if you do see that. It takes a few minutes to install, and just sort of click sort of next and OK. And so on, and then you'll see this screen I'm seeing where you it's sort of unpacking MOPE onto your machine, and it will automatically create a shortcut for you as well, and it will launch MOPE. I'm just going to shut it down first so I can just show you where the shortcut is. By default, if you go to my programs, there's a folder there called MOPE and a shortcut called MOPE. What I tend to do, since I'm using it a lot, is actually drag that shortcut onto my start menu so I can very easily come back and launch it again like this. So if I click on it, the first screen you see is this sort of login screen. And there are two options here. You can either use it on a machine where you have access to the N drive, so if you're on campus sort of within Regent Court and you're a SHA member of staff, you will automatically want to use this default N drive one. Alternatively, if you're sort of using it on a laptop or you're using it on a computer where you don't have access to the N drive, you might want to, you will want to choose this option, and you'll need to direct it to wherever the code folder has been installed on your C drive. But I'm going to concentrate basically on this first option. By all means, get in touch if you want to use it off campus, and I will talk you through this bit if it's not apparent. Anyway, back to the first option, on campus, click continue. You will now see a list of all of the staff in SHA, and this is going to be continually updated. It's actually quite useful, so if you find yourself, so if I just start typing my name in, there I am, Luke Miller. If I click it, you actually also get some really useful information like a telephone number and the MOPE2 username. And also this is the thumbnail for the URL for the thumbnail for the picture of each staff member. So this is not everything is completely up to date here or completed, but we're working through it very slowly, so you'll see most of it is. So anyway, back to me. I'm going to just type me in. Whoops, there we go, Luke Miller, and then click next or start. And then you get the option to either link to an external style sheet. I won't be focusing on that in this screencast, but you would basically paste it in there. What you would normally do is select a module from this drop-down list. I populate these based on the modules, or the MOPE2 modules in SHA that we need MOPE style sheets for. So if I select one, such as this one I'm doing some work on at the moment, 6047, it shows you up in the top right the code 6047, and it also, just so you know you've got the right code, it gives you the name of the module here. Okay, so I'm going to click next. Now it will ask you what the session is, or the weekly, the week number that you're creating for. This is a really good idea to put this in because it helps with any kind of troubleshooting later on. So for example, you can sort of put a week number, a session number, or even just sort of a description. So you could say, for example, under nutrition, which is a session on key issues. So I'm going to just put that. By putting that in, it will help. It will help us diagnose any problems that are reported, because when I publish a page, I know I'm just skipping forward a little bit here. What it does is it creates this footer at the bottom below any content you've put in above. And when students or staff click on Report a Problem, make a suggestion, and then click on this link, it will actually build a description of the the page that you are reporting a problem or making a suggestion for, so it will be able to tell you which module this is and then which session. So in this case it would be module 6047 under nutrition, and you could then describe the problem that's being reported. Anyway, I'm just going to click create a new blank page. The first thing you see when you come into MOPE is this screen. So you have a page title that you can put in at the top. You've got some tabs across here. I would be tempted, well, I would recommend ignoring these for the time being and just staying on the default one, which is create page. So for example, if I was creating an introduction page, I might put something in here like introduction. And then if I wanted to copy and paste some information in, I'm just going to do a very basic page here, so just some paragraphs of text. I'm actually going to use some content I've got already prepared on under nutrition. So if I've just flicked to here, you'll see I'm using a Google Doc, but this could quite easily be something like a Microsoft Word document as well. What I'm going to do is just copy some of this. I'm going to copy the first paragraph. I'm actually just going to use Control and C. Flick back to MOPE, and in this first black box here, it's the first element. I'm going to paste that in. Now you can specify how many elements you want on a page, up to 10. So I'm going to just add a few more for now. Flick back to here, take the second paragraph, Control and C to copy, and then paste that in to the second box. And then I'm going to just add this final bullet point thing. So to copy the objectives for week 7 and put that in here. Now it's actually taken this level 2 heading, which was an instruction for me rather than for the students to see, so I'm going to just delete that. You can delete anything you put in here, you can edit, you can move through it using the cursors, the cursor keys, and then finally I'm going to just grab these 4 bullet points. I'm going to just pause because this essentially what you would do is take each bullet point and you would add it by dropping this down, changing it from just a basic paragraph to bullet points, and then at this point you can say how many bullet points do you want. I can't remember, it's 1 to 4, so I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got the first one on the clipboard already, paste that in. Okay, I'm going to just take the other 4. I'm going to pause and just do this automatically, but you get the general gist. Okay, so I've actually now copied and pasted all 4 bullet points by highlighting it in the Google Doc, highlighting text, pressing Control and C to copy it, flicking back to MOPE, clicking in the box and pressing Control and V to paste. Okay, and I can select a numbered list, i.e. numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, or just bullet points. I've selected bullet points, and if you click Add, it then adds that to this box. And if you scroll through, you can see there's some HTML code, and it's done that nicely for me. I'm going to just I don't want this last box, so I'm going to make this go back down to 4 to get rid of it. Here's an email address that any comments or suggestions will be emailed back to. There's a provide approximate study time for the page, which is a good idea when you're actually asking the students to do something. You can click that and you can say, I think they should be spending approximately 20 minutes working through this page. I'm going to untick it because it's just an introduction really here. And there's these write-align boxes that I'll go into in other screencasts. And also the ability to have references at the bottom of the page. The other thing, just before I click Publish, is I'll show you, if you scroll and hover over any of these view buttons, you'll see on the right here, you get in this element code preview box a sort of a preview of how that particular element will look. So that the bullet points will look like this. You can check that. And if you see typos, you can actually click the Edit button, and it goes into this slightly different window with the red. So if I say, I wanted to put a full stop here, for example, I can put the cursor and press the full stop button and click Accept Changes, and what you will now see is a full stop at the end there, so the changes will automatically be reflected. Similarly, I can hover over these objectives for week 7, this is the second paragraph, and then this is the first. So you can kind of have a preview as you're going along, albeit 1 element at a time. Now if you've finished your page, you click Publish, and it gives you a preview of the whole page, all of the elements that you've added. Here we go, and you can see there's the footer at the bottom as well. And if, providing you're happy with that, you can click and copy to clipboard and then paste it into Mol2. If you're not happy and you want to make some changes, you can go back and edit the page here, make your changes. When you've finished, you click Publish again, and and again click copy to clipboard. If you've either want to get rid of this page or you've finished with it, you can just click create new blank page. It'll take you back to the beginning with no information in at all. I'm just going to copy this to the clipboard and show you how to paste it into Mol2. So when you click copy to clipboard, it changes to copied, and you can see that there's something in this box. You don't really need to worry about it, it's on the clipboard already. So now if I just flick to a Mol2 mod. So here I'm in Mol2, I would select the course that I want to add this particular page to. So I'm actually going to scroll down this horrendously large list of modules that I'm enrolled on, actually I'm going to do a find, Control and F, I'm going to type in Luke, because I have a sandbox somewhere, and there it is. I'm going to click on that. Okay, and here I am, and what I'm going to do is make sure that edit mode is on. You always need to do that if you're adding new pages. Okay, and then I'm going to go to this learning module just as a test, so I've got somewhere to dump it, and I'm going to go into Intro to Crocodiles, which is a learning module. I can add pages to a learning module. So at the moment it's got one page here about crocodiles. In fact, it's got several, you can see. I'm going to just add it to the end. And the way I do that is I go over here and I click on Build Content and I select Item. And then I type in the name of the page, so I think it was Introduction, I can't remember. And then I click this little icon which will toggle the HTML source mode. This is so we can paste in the HTML code that MOPE has given us. So if I flick back to MOPE now, I've got all of this on the clipboard, remember, because I clicked the copy button. If I come back here, just delete that, and now I'm going to click Ctrl and V to paste, and then I'm going to take the HTML view off, and we'll be able to see pretty much how this will now look, albeit in this small window, when the students access it. And providing I'm happy with this, and again you can make changes at this stage, so you can say, actually I forgot a paragraph. Can't spell. Yeah. And again, if I made mistakes I can also correct those, or I could add another bullet point in here. So you can make sort of post-MOPE changes. When you're happy with it all, you must remember to click Submit. And it will automatically add any new pages to a learning module at the very bottom here. So if I scroll this down, remember I'm in edit mode, so I see the pages stacked on top of each other. The students wouldn't see this view, they would see each page delivered sequentially one at a time. But because I'm instructor, I'm scrolling down, I should be able to find this page I've just created. There it is. Okay, and I can actually drag this up to the top if I like using this. Holding and dragging, and this can take quite a while. Especially if you've got a lot of pages like I have here. And I can then just sort of drop it right at the top. If I just switch the edit mode off, we'll see what the students see. Here we go. Just go back, it's put me on page 2 there. So here we go, we're at the top, we're looking at the introduction page I've just created, and this is what it looks like. Just before I finish, I want to just click on this, report a problem, and you'll see it drops down here. If I click on send a suggestion, it will automatically, if you look at the very bottom of the screen, you'll see it says various things like student suggestion for Mol2 page. This is the information it's going to start populating an email with, so you can see if you read that line at the very bottom that it's got the module in, it's got the section and the page title even, so that's really useful. And that's basically how you would create a very basic page in MOPE.